Want to make movies? Hey there, aspiring filmmakers. You're the new Hollywood generation. My name is Orlando Delbert. This is Hollywood Unapologetic. I first wrote about success in filmmaking and life when I was writing Pollyanna's tear-soaked Battlefields of Hollywood, a survival guide against the cynicism and the hypocritical. Today I wanted to speak about Filmmaking Essentials, 8 things you should know in the beginning to be a successful director and filmmaker during the coronavirus pandemic. For you, the new Hollywood generation, this directly applies to you. If you haven't watched the episode, Filmmaking Essentials Reopening Hollywood, I'll have a link at the end of this episode for you to check out. While I was writing the initial episode on Reopening Hollywood, I decided it would be best to produce several episodes on the topic. Many of you have dreams of becoming a motion picture director. You have a favorite director, you've watched every single thing he or she has ever made, you know the history and backstory of each project and of all the principles involved. The body of work inspires you to become a director, but you don't know where to begin. You're in luck. I'm going to give you a checklist of 8 things to be mindful of to help you get started. This is the first part of what you need to know to help you get the ball rolling. I'm hoping that this will motivate you while you're putting everything together. You'll notice that a reoccurring theme in each episode is about being prepared, being flexible, and continuing to move forward. You also want to have fun with it. Let's get started. The first thing to be mindful of is filmmaking is about the process of telling a story. The story is the most important part of the process, of course, but what stays with you and others who are involved is the experience itself. It's the process itself. It helps you in developing your own style and vision as you learn and grow in the process of your craft, as well as help you in building a skill set to be successful. A recurring topic of conversation fellow filmmakers and content creators and I have are how the filmmaking process has helped develop foundational building blocks for success also in other facets of our careers. Without a doubt, the filmmaking process helps develop critical thinking, problem solving, and an entrepreneurial approach to life. A film director is the person who directs the making of a film, television, or video production. He or she is a visual communicator. He takes a script and integrates his vision while guiding the actors and technical crew in the creation of that vision. He's the one at the top of the food chain wearing the big hat with the horns, the grand poobah, the head cheese. With some exception, the director is the single driving force for the whole production from beginning to end. The director is also a business person. I've met countless individuals in the independent film scene that only support those who create subject matter and the genre they most like. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that, but there is no reason why you can't make money and still support your fellow artisans. Many of those who create content feel it is a sellout if they get paid for their labors. Filmmaking is about telling a story first and foremost, but unless you have a plan for distribution, no one outside of your immediate circle will ever know that project exists. You can be a successful filmmaker and not be a sellout, but you need to make the decision, and it should be on your own best interest. A good director not only learns filmmaking techniques, he also learns about technological trends that are available now, how he can apply his skill set to what is coming in the future, and then understands what has worked in the past. Once he has some understanding of these constantly changing details, then he is on his way to becoming a good filmmaker. He doesn't need to be a master of all things in film production, but he should know enough to be able to delegate proper responsibilities to the right individuals that are part of his team. This includes working with producers. I can't tell you how many producers I've met that don't know the basics of production, have an understanding of any relative technology, or much else of any value. I think in my time in LA, for every good producer I've worked with, around 40 were either useless or just talkers that offer nothing constructive and often were liabilities to the productions, and the ratio was far more worse in smaller markets. It's your responsibility to have your act together. You will meet a lot of talkers and bottom feeders that will suck away your production's financing and your time. Regardless, learn as much as you can about the process, the business side, contracts, distribution, post-production, and everything you can. It's an investment in yourself and your craft. A filmmaker is also a marketer. He is a brand builder. Everything you do will be under the scrutiny of others. The day you decide you want to be a filmmaker is the day you become your own brand. Networking is its own art form and crucial in creating a buzz. Learn how to build an audience through word of mouth and social media. Become your own brand ambassador. Think about what will work in building a brand for yourself and your film, and stay consistent. Continuity is how people remember you. your product, and your message. Stay focused and keep moving forward. I should add that most working content creators have had to accept that we are in the service business. This is true to some degree for a large majority of those in the entertainment business. What that means is that whether we work at a production company, television station, a network, or staff at one of the film studios, or simply as part of a crew, we are all working for someone else. Regardless of your responsibilities, the day will come when you will either be hired to be part of a crew or you will be offering your services to a client. This is another hurdle I've seen young content creators get hung up on. You're not in the business of creating vanity piece after vanity piece unless you or your parents have deep pockets. The rest of us need to support ourselves. I offer these points to be mindful of at the very beginning of your career building to help you have a clear understanding of the very foundation needed to be successful. These points are often overlooked at the beginning, and almost every aspiring filmmaker I've met that didn't consider these points had a harder time than needed to be and give up without finishing his or her first film. As members of the new Hollywood generation, take the time to assess what your short-term and long-term goals are. Create a timeline of where you are today and where you would like to see yourself in a year, 2 years, 5, 10, professionally, financially, and personally. Take the points I offered you today and include them in your timeline. Do your research and learn what you can about technology, distribution, outlets, contracts, and of course, set etiquette and protocols. All of these things are important and help to make you of value to others in our industry and to yourself. The lessons learned as a content creator can help build leadership qualities and an entrepreneurial approach to life. The process will help you build structure and the discipline needed to truly be a success. Use this information as a tool so that you can protect your integrity and yourself better. And don't forget to have fun with it. I'm going to add a link at the very end to the episode, Filmmaking Essentials Reopening Hollywood. If you haven't checked it out, I think you'll dig it. Are you ready for the challenge?